Welcome to NKG Live. We're doing another tier ranking again with Blood Angels, one of Claudio's favorite armies. Space Marines.
Blood Angels. Space Marine, Blood Angels, tier ranking. We just did a battle report yesterday. Tino was in the building. He came with his Eldar, had 2 Wraith Knights. I took the new Blood Angels out for a test drive. I did the Liberator Assault Group detachment, so it's technically the same thing. Has a few different mechanics and how it works, and a few enhancements that are different as well, which are kind of cool. And we're not doing a review or anything like that of the codex. I can talk about a few things, but we're going to be mainly looking at the new, they're not new units, but we're basically going to just be ranking the units and where they are now with how the codex functions, because there were some updates to the actual units, not so much how the army functions in this specific detachment.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting. They're still the, top melee guys of Space Marines? Or Black Templar better?
I think they might have taken a pretty big hit here now, so it's going to be close now.
And in case you didn't see it, Claudio, I did change the names of the ranking slightly. We still have Tournament Standard, Strong, and Situational, but now I added Good Grief, GWI, and Might Suffer, which it got flipped. I wonder if I can fix that.
Why?
I don't know.
Shouldn't GWI be on the bottom?
It should be. I don't know why it got flipped. I will fix that.
Yeah, that makes no sense that way. Good Grief. Why GWI? You always need that title there. So let's go. I'll go over my game while you.
There we go. Fixed it.
While you were talking about that. But yesterday, if you didn't watch the battle report, go watch it. It was a fun game. Tino and I were talking a lot, so I went a little bit longer, but we were having fun. It was casual Wednesdays. Tonight we have a WTC match between Anthony and Rami. Rami's coming in there, another Team NKG player. So he's going to be playing Tyranids, which he finished top 8 at TGX with 200-person tournament. He was top Xenos General, which was really cool. Let's see if Anthony can handle that list tonight with his guard.
Hey, more like, can he handle my list?
Can he handle the guard?
Punishers.
Remember, the WTC battle reports, the live streams, they go right to members right after they go live. So if you don't catch it live, you kind of, if you're not a member, you kind of miss out on those. They are fun.
Should join
if
the
you
membership.
like competitive. Join memberships. Join. It helps us a lot. But anyways, enough plugging. Battle Ready Games as well. We one more plug before we start. Battle Ready Games, our new sponsor. They have given us 3 battle boxes. So you have the Xenos battle box, the Sororitas one. You have the one with the Death Company in it, and the Grey Knights in the other one. We're giving all 3 of them away, and it's from Battle Ready Games, and we're gonna be doing a draw. Anthony will be posting September 1st. He'll be posting how you can get into it for the draw. It's 3 big box sets. Maybe you'll win all 3. Who knows? You can start a.
If that happens, I'm gonna laugh.
You can start an Agents of Imperium army right there and then.
And Death Watch, not Death Company. We're gonna be talking about Death Company today.
Death Company are different. Death Watch are squatted. Well, kind of. But let's get into the tier rankings. No more haste. So just before we talk about this, like the actual ranking, we have the Liberator Assault Group, which is basically the way Blood Angels are like Sanguinius. The detachment rule. So +1 strength. +2 strength, +1 attack on the charge, and then some different. I'm not going to go through all of them, but people I'm sure seen some of the leaks of the codex. But there's a few different enhancements. The next one is the Lost Brethren. That is the Death Company specific detachment. That's going to give you fight on death and all that kind of stuff. But it functions very differently from you lose the +1 attack to +2 strength, which is very powerful for Blood Angels. I don't know how a lot of people that are going to want to run that. And then there's one called the Angelic Host, which basically gives you uppy, downy, think Grey Knights, except you can only do it with 2 units, not 3. But it's along those lines, a little more shenanigans, taking smaller units and being able to put them all over the table, bring them up, bring them down, attack things. So more, honestly, this might be a good one. I'm going to look into it more because I think Blood Angels are going to have to go a little bit more shenanigans. Do you agree with that? Because they're no longer like skew melee.
They definitely need shenanigans, which is why I don't like the Death Company detachment, since it just gives you battle line Death Company when you already have 3 units in the Codex. But it's yeah, you're right. The Angelic Host I really like. Just it's only 2 units that go up and down, so I wonder if we're going to see that in the future for like Grey Knights and Necrons. But that's still really good with the powerful melee units you have.
Yeah, exactly.
And the enhancements I also like. Some of them are just funny.
The enhancements are great. We can do a Codex review of it, but not today because we're doing the tier ranking. I added 2 things in here. So this is strictly Blood Angels Codex stuff just before we go forward. So anybody asking where's this, where's that? This is strictly what's in the Blood Angels Codex as updates, plus 2 units I added at the end there. You see a Chappie with jump pack and a Terminator Chaplain. I'm just going to go over a few points which I think are going to be very strong with them. Besides that, everything else is Codex compliant, so you can just go in the Space Marine Codex if you want to. There's going to be other units that are really good. We can talk about it a little bit, but we're not going to rank the whole Space Marine Codex today. We're just going to do Blood Angel stuff and where we think the new stuff, the way it's updated, is going to go. So let's start with Dante, the big boy.
Just real quick. So you think we're going to see like Chaplains so much that they might as well be part Blood Angels?
Well, if you're going to run, even the battle host one where you're going up and down, it's going to be needed, because if you're taking small units, because I don't see the point changes being massive with Death Company. We'll get to that when we talk about Death Company, but you're going to need them to have OC, basically. If you're going to be going on and doing objectives, using them to uppy downy, what would be the point of putting them uppy downy to go steal an objective or do something if they can't do behind, what is it?
They don't have OC.
Name something. Yeah, you can't do anything. You can't do any secondary, so you need a Chappie with them. So yes, Chappies will be useful. But let's get into Dante first, because we're going to talk about that guy last.
To not interrupt
VTS 5.
Exactly, VTS 5. Thank you for 6 months of membership, of being a king. Like, thank you. That does mean a lot. The big tier.
Of being the king. Yeah. He is the first king. Look at it. What does he get a new icon? Let me see it.
Yes, he got the...
what is he?
It's the yellow helmet.
Is that a custodian?
No, we don't have custodian. It's, I think it's just Imperial Fist.
Oh, he's an Imperial Fist. Yes, I can't see it from here.
He's almost to the next tier. You know what that is.
Rip Liberian Dread. Yes, Troy. It's sad to see him go, but we knew that it was coming. But nobody used him anymore. Like, nobody was really using him.
Wings of Sanguinius.
It's okay. Huh?
Wings of Sanguinius, though.
Yeah, but nobody was doing that anymore. I mean, it was more like melee spam jump pack units, and it's like you didn't need to teleport around when you can just fly anywhere you need to. But yeah, it's sad to see him go. Poor guy. Let's go into Dante. He's pretty much the same. Have they changed anything big with him? He gives +1 to the unit he's with to hit.
As far as I know, he didn't change at all.
Yeah, he didn't change at all, so he's still good. The thing is, you're going to need him a lot more now, in my opinion, because Sanguinary Guard are actually better now. So this is barring points being out of whack. Like, we haven't seen the official points. We know the Codex points, but we know those are not real. Isn't that ridiculous that we have to keep saying this? Like,
it's like the Codex points aren't accurate, huh?
Why did they do it like this? Like, you hear all these, people saying their own opinions on why it happened. Like, codexes were written a lot earlier, and then they made changes now. But like, to make it can you just release a codex with all the points and everything, so we can just know how to play it right off the table? We don't need to do FAQs for every codex.
I don't mind it too much.
Or am I just molding for no reason?
Personally, I don't mind it too much because they updated day of release online for free. So it's not like you really miss it. Who doesn't know it's online now? And the codex, I think they usually play it safe and upping the points for, like, if someone wants to go back in 10 years and play 10th edition.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So I don't mind it too much. I'd like if the book was accurate, but then at the same time, it's out of date. Like, it's written months ago.
It's out of date as on release, yes.
It was also written for a different meta.
Yes, Dante is exactly the same. So he's +1 to hit for the unit, and then +1 to advance and charge, as you saw me use against Tino last night. The +1 advance and charge is nice. It's very good. especially when you have a stratagem. I can get into this now because we're talking about you have a stratagem where you can advance and charge. Here's the thing with the stratagems now. They made them a little bit, they nerfed them slightly. So if you want to do advance, charge, and shoot, you're going to have to go into your Black Rage, and you're going to have to take Battle Shock. So you're going to be automatically Battle Shocked. You can do both. Otherwise, just pick one or the other, and you're good to go. You don't have to Battle Shock. You can just advance, charge, or advance and shoot. I would recommend charging, but maybe you need to do both. Who knows? There is a Melta pistol in the unit, and of course, when you're taking Dante, he has another Melta pistol. I like Dante. I think because Sanguinary Guard are going to be more used in this new rendition of Blood Angels, I don't think he's going to be a tournament standard, but I think he's strong. He's very strong.
Starting out with strong. That's a good sign, hopefully.
I don't think he's tournament. Like I said, I have to run more lists. I've only run 2 lists with the new codex, and I'm testing things out. I think he's going to be very strong, though. There's no doubt he's going to be strong. His points are what, Anthony? Do you see the points right there? Because I don't.
I can, like, the codex points?
Yeah.
The codex points have him at. I don't see them. That must be
I thought you
else.
had the points.
I did have them somewhere. I
can look him up. I can look him up here. We're going by. I'm going to have to go by old points, but his old points are not that bad, right?
I don't think they're going to change that much.
How much do you think they'll change?
I think army wide it might change like 5 to 10%.
Okay, so
give or take 5 to 10%.
Here's my question. We'll get to it when we'll ask it. Let's not get ahead. But we have him at strong. Let's get to the next guy,
which is Mephiston.
Okay. So first of all, he's changed a lot. He's changed a lot. Just to get into your question, Anthony, about how many, or my question about how many points he is. Where is Mr. Dante? He is.
Claudio getting called bald.
Who's calling me bald?
Taste of Wang.
Taste of Wang. Yes, Taste of Wang. I have no hair on my head. Well, I do have hair, but it's really small. It's really small. You can feel it here. It's called a shaved head. But yeah.
Mephiston's
thank
cool,
you
though.
for the comment.
They did.
I don't
think his stat line changed too much. You probably got to go on live chat instead of top chat.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's 3 kinds of chats for YouTube.
Top chat. I don't know about Blood Angels, but Claudio's looking sexy as fuck with that bald head. Stop letting him wear a hat on stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, I try.
But for Mephiston,
yes.
He didn't change that much stat-wise, right? It was more his core rules that changed.
Yeah, so Mephiston has, first of all, he can't join a unit anymore. That's big. He has a Feel No Pain 4+, which is nice. 5-up invuln, pretty good. 5-up with the 4. Remember we spoke about this on Rapid Ingress.
I wish they swapped it.
I think that would make more sense. A 4-up invuln with a 5-up Feel No Pain, but because he's a space wizard, maybe not make him too invulnerable. I don't know. Either way, that I feel it's with toughness 5 and a 4-up Feel No Pain and a 5-up invuln. You saw how tanky he could be. He what did he take on yesterday, Anthony?
Wasn't it the Wraith Knight?
It was a Wraith Knight with the close combat sword, which does a lot of attacks, and he survived 1 round with him.
That's
like he had 1 wound left.
What named character doesn't have a 4-up invuln, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That makes no sense to me, but it's okay. 4-up Feel No Pain can spike really hard, and I like the way it works. He's also lone operative. Remember that?
That is big.
Fights first. Fights first is huge. Like you can just. So what I don't want to talk too much about the game yesterday. If people want to watch it, I don't want too many spoilers. But Tino came in, charged my what were they, scouts in the middle objective, and he was in range to heroically intervene. I fought first, took out enough of that unit that it didn't kill my scouts. I love that. Like I love having a model like a linebacker that he can just kind of help out other units.
That is scary.
It is. It's fun. It's really fun. And he's lone ops. You can really put him in the middle of there, and like anybody that comes here and touches my scouts, I'm going to be their daddy and help them out. You know what I mean?
That's a really good countercharge.
Yeah, it is. And remember, he gets all the abilities from that, right? He gets all his blood surge stuff. So, not blood surge, but
Red
his
Thirst.
red thirst abilities.
If you go
Okay,
that
going
detachment.
into his psychic abilities, I'm pretty sure they're exactly the same. The
Not
what's it
great.
called? Fury of the Ancients. I think he gets sustained hits 3 on the when he's
All right, that's pretty good.
does the hazardous one.
Yes.
Pretty good. AP2, D3 damage. His attacks are not, but that's not why you're taking him. He's lone op. He can do all that stuff. The only thing that would make him like an auto include, in my opinion, would be giving him a CP jet regeneration. I think with the way Blood Angels got kind of nerf hammered all over, with we'll talk about other units that got hit really hard. Giving some CP to this army would be really good because they have no other way of doing it besides the transport. What is it? The what's that
Do they
transport
have a
called?
way of gaining CP?
They do. It's one of the transports. What's the legit transport
Well,
for
there's the
Space Marines?
impulsor, the
The
dedicated.
impulsor.
Oh, is that the
Impulsor.
like generate one when you spend it?
No, yeah. So if somebody does spends a CP beside you, you regenerate it basically. Yeah.
On a chance.
Or you can roll. I don't know. You can look up the rule, but that's their only way of actually generating any CP. This would be cool to have a way leaper basically that sits in the backfield, generates CP, does your linebacking stuff, and has a few cool things that he can do with his rules. But he's still good. I was going to mention one more thing. His gaze is an aura. He can lock things in combat. So basically, when you're in combat with him, or he doesn't have to be in combat. He has to be within engagement range, 6 inches. He can be behind a unit like Terminators. And you can lock in knights and you can lock in big units because they're going to have to take tests, leadership tests. If they fail, they stay in combat. So that's really big.
That's better than the Exalted 8-bound one, isn't it? Exalted 8-bound needs you to be in combat.
Yeah.
That's just
this is an aura. You don't even need to be in combat. Just stick behind him. Exactly.
And he's lone op, so he could be pretty safe doing that if all the stuff that can shoot him is in combat.
Yep. Or if you lock up I'm just going to use an example from last night's game. You lock up a knight that's a shooting knight, like a Wraith Knight, that only has his little stomps. You lock him up with a unit, even like a Sanguinary Guard unit, that have enough saves that they can stick with him for 2 or 3 turns, even with the stomps doing 2 damage or whatever. He's behind there. He's making him take leaderships. There's no fall back and shoot for him. So if he fails, so it's nice. It's a nice little ability to have on a unit that has everything else that he has. I think I might be overstepping here, but I still think he's a tournament standard right now.
Really?
With the lone operative makes him a tournament standard. Just they don't have anything else that does that, Blood Angels, and to have a guy that can sit back there, not get shot, stay on objectives, help out, be a linebacker, like I told you.
Better than the combi lieutenant, who is just he's just a lone op with not much else.
That's arguable. Like you can argue that because people are really hating rerolls for Space Marines, as we saw.
It's not even the rerolls. It's the combi lieutenant is lone op, but he's probably cheaper. Yeah. So if you just want the lone op, maybe you want that. But if you want like the counter charge threat, when he does that, imagine strength 11. Oh, well, let's put Lance on him. You're wounding my Chimeras on 2s now. The tank.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's good. And VTS 5, you saw him running. Was it Gladius? No, it was.
It was Gladius Dark Angels, wasn't it?
Is it Gladius that gives the lieutenant the Vect ability? No.
That I don't know too well.
Oh no, it was the he was playing the Raven Wing detachment.
Okay.
Raven Guard detachment.
Raven Wing.
Not Raven Wing.
Oh,
not Raven Wing. Raven Wing he was playing Raven Guard detachment with them. Remember he did that fun list and he took Vect with his guy. It was really cool. Guillermo says Sanguinor. Is the Sanguinor lone op? I could be wrong actually.
Yes, he is.
He is lone op. So they have 2 lone ops. That's really good.
But I don't like the Sanguinor as much.
The Sanguinor functions a little bit differently, and that's where we're getting to. Sanguinor is next. He was not an auto include back in this codex right now that we're still.
Because I know a lot of people still ran him.
They did. I don't think he's an auto include though. He's not must take. There's no way he was a must take, but he was very good for what he could do. He was more like gimmicky, like he could come in, fight first, help out your unit before they get, if your death company got charge, you can drop him down, wipe out a bunch of models, or snipe out a character in the unit, make them a lot weaker. So he's good for that. He still does that exact same thing. The model's new, but everything else is exactly the same, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think he has 1 more wound than before. Was he 6 wounds or 7 wounds before?
I don't know.
He's 7 now.
Let me check.
I don't like the Sanguinor as much as I like Mephiston, honestly. His ability to just get into like combat range.
Well, this guy's totally different. This guy does.
Yeah, Sanguinor. I'm saying Sanguinor's ability. I'm not a fan of it. Maybe because I'm just too guard brained, but that never mattered to me whenever I charged like Blood Angels.
Yeah. What do you mean guard brain?
Because I'm like, I don't care if you want to put the Sanguinor into my guard. It's to tie you up.
I know, but he's gonna go into a character usually. Like you bring him in, he has precision.
I don't charge my characters. That's why. See, that's the guard brain I'm talking about.
Anymore?
He does not have precision. He only has dev.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So was that a stratagem that you could do?
Heroic challenge.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
I don't know. At least with Mephiston, it's an area around him so that if you want to charge Blood Angels, he can go into any of the targets you pick, like you would want to charge into in that area. Sanguinor is map wide, but it's just one thing really. I don't know. You can
heroic channel, yeah.
It's mostly the same thing. It's just for some reason I don't like Sanguinors as much.
You can heroically challenge and then do it. He's exactly the same. His stat line is exactly the same. So 12-inch movement, 4 up invuln, 7 wounds. His melee weapon is exactly the same.
Yep.
Devastating wounds. Actually, he gained nothing. It's just devastating wounds.
The same as before.
8 attacks. Yeah.
He has no feel no pain either.
No feel no pain.
So if he's dev'd, he's strong.
He's strong. He's lone op. Lone op is huge still in the game.
But
Fights first, great combo, and then deep strike, and then his ability to come in. You can, like I said, you jump into combat with a unit. If it has a big name character that you want to get rid of, you epic challenge him, get rid of him. He has more than enough attacks to take out pretty much any character that's leading a unit, minus like maybe Calgar or somebody that has a crazy save. But I mean, 2 damage with 8 attacks, 9 attacks because he'd be on the charge, and then strength 8. It's nasty.
Does that count as a charge?
Wouldn't it?
Once per battle, at the end of your opponent's charge phase, a small stone reserves. You can select anything that made a charge move.
He comes into engagement. I guess
he doesn't
maybe
charge.
Not. No,
he doesn't get the charge bonus then.
That's fine. He's still strong. Strength 8 is still really good.
Another reason I like Mephiston more.
Strength 6 is really nice.
So strong.
All right.
Better or worse than Dante?
I'll put him above Dante.
Above Dante?
It's a good question. We'll see. I have to run more games for that, but they're definitely both strong. I'll say above right now. The lone operative is big.
Is good.
Is big. Who's next?
Lemartes.
Lemartes. He is exactly the same.
Yeah.
He is still Lemartes, but the only thing that's changed is Death Company. Company, well, besides the model himself, do you like the new model? First of all, do people like the new model? What do you guys think?
He reminds me of Hellbrick's new model. Not Hellbrick, Grimaldus' new model.
Yeah. Do you like the ball gag?
No, I don't like the ball gag. The rest of it is nice.
I like the model. We'll see. I'll see when I see it up close. I'll make a choice on what I want to do with the helmet.
The new
and VTS says it was the Vanguard detachment. That's what it was.
The new Age of Sigmar has like a skull helmet on some of the Sigmarines that would fit really well here.
So what do I think about him? -1 damage is really big, obviously. Unit gains lethal hits. That is going to become more important now because Death Company can't spam hammers anymore. Power Fist.
Yep.
So no more strength 10. Lethals are actually going to be very important because they're going to have less powerful weapons. So if you want to go into something that has a lot of toughness, the lethals are going to play a big part of it, especially because you still get your reroll everything with your Death Company. You're going to be able to fish for those lethals, and it's still going to be AP -1 most of the time. So, yeah, definitely lethals for free on 1 unit because I don't think you're going to be taking a lot of death card anymore, in my opinion. that's the only reason he'd be good. So I think Lemartes is still good. The fact that Death Company fell off a lot now is, or the way they're going to be used is going to be completely different. You can't look at it in the same way of what he's going to be used for. But the Feel No Pain 5+, is nice, and that's about it. I think I still have. What's that?
He's a better invuln than Mephiston.
He has a 4-up invuln, 5-up Feel No Pain. Right? Is it 5-up or 6-up?
He's a 5-up.
5-up Feel No Pain, yeah. So, and yeah.
I don't know, I just find that silly and funny.
Yep. He leads Death Company. That's his job. I think Death Company, we're going to have to see where they place. For me, in my mind, he's in between situational and strong.
So
what do you
it's more
think?
like he didn't change. It's just what he can attach to got changed. It got worse?
He didn't change. Well, lethal hits have become a lot better.
Yeah.
Because before, I was on the fence with Lemartes. You take him because -1 damage guarantees makes him the best chappy in the army, obviously, because one unit of Death Company is going to be that much more survivable. They only got to make one. You get hit by damage 2 weapons. You're making 1 Feel No Pain, not 2. So that is huge. But the lethal hits now actually becoming powerful, because before you just put a chappy there and you're +1 to wound. And Anthony, you might know the math better because you do Math Hammer more than I do, but what's better, +1 to wound or lethal hits with reroll everything to hit?
I would say lethal hits in that situation, just because with rerolls to hit, it's not a 6 that get through. It's like it's not a 5th. It's between a 5th and a 6th go through.
Yeah, so I mean, lethal's got a lot better.
I think it's not 33, 28%. I think go through.
Right.
Which is just you're skipping the wound step. You don't even have to. There's no chance to get unlucky when you get a lethal.
Yeah, because now they'll be wounding on 5s most of the time, or 6s, because they don't have all the power fists. So if you give them +1 to wound, they'll be wounding on going to 5s or 6 with a chappy. Sorry, from 6 to 5 or 5 to 4 for the heavier stuff. Or do you want to have just the lethals in there, re-rolling everything to hit and see how many lethals you get?
It's always nice to just.
It's going to be close,
luck.
but yeah. I'm going to say, just to keep it quick, I'm going to say he's still. You do need to run 1 Death Company unit, in my opinion. So it's going to matter with the
damage
points.
To me is very strong, just because it turns a squishy unit into something that could become unbearably tanky.
I'll put him at the bottom of strong,
which is on the right
now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Astorath.
I still don't really know who this guy is, so I can't say much.
So Kenny runs him. Kenny likes Astorath because he runs Flesh Terras. I believe he still runs that.
Oh, Flesh Terras rip.
You can talk about this. You can start talking about him a little bit.
So I
talked about the last guys.
A unit that's small is destroyed, make an attack. So he gives Fight on Death on a 4+ though, which at least it's not automatic what that stratagem used to be, and devastating when he charges.
Well, look at the units.
Who can he lead?
Death Company. Jump hack only.
Oh.
So, if this was
devastating is nice. Like imagine you're spamming chainswords. You don't have the lethal, so it'll go to the wound step. You're probably gonna hit. It's just, it's only on 1 unit.
I want to see what his old stat line was, because
and it's Fight on Death.
I like the old model too, to be honest.
I don't. This unit stat wise, I don't really. I'm going to say I don't really care about him. Like, yes, he exists.
Once per battle, when this model
he strongly exists.
He just, like, for the points as well, for what he does, there's better things. I don't know. When
I look at him, I'm not disappointed in him, and I'm not excited. He exists.
Like I said, devastating wounds. It's on the charge, right?
It's on the charge.
There's just way better things you're going to take, and you're not going to be running very much Death Company. And if you're going to run Death Company, I'd rather take Lemartes to -1 the damage instead of this guy to add some, devastating wounds and, fighting on death. Fighting on death is nice.
Not if
you're going to go. So here's going to say, if you're going to go the Death Company detachment and you're going to run multiple Death Company units, obviously, he's going to be more usable because 1 unit will get the fight on death. for free, and then you're going to have the strat to use on another unit. So that could be a good combo to use. Otherwise, if you're running any other Blood Angels attachment, I'm not taking this guy. So he would be like in the bottom 2 in those situations. But then in the other situation, he might be pretty strong. So I'm going to put him in the situational category because it just depends what you're running. Basically, if you're running the Death Company detachment, he could be. There's ways that you could use him for sure.
I have a case for Might Suffer. Okay, hear me out. His abilities kind of counteract each other. They go against each other.
They do.
You want to charge, which gives you fight first to get devastating. And when you die, you already fought and can't charge, or you can't fight again. So it's good if you charge a fights first unit, and that's about it. Or if you get charged, which you probably shouldn't be with jump packs.
Yeah.
So it's like his abilities just in most situations counteract each other, which is like they want you to play 2 different ways on one unit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That means you're mostly using one. So I would put in Might Suffer.
Yeah, I was gonna actually just to go back a step here. Guillermo makes a good point. I didn't want to talk about it because we weren't talking about Blood Angels. Sorry, Death Company yet, but the Eviscerators do have sustained hits. So lethals with sustained stacking, rerolling everything to hit is a really good combo. So another reason Lemartes is really good, you know, and you don't have to spend. You can actually do it twice actually because you have the stratagem to do it, and then you have Lemartes doing that for free. But going on to what Anthony said, so you think he's going to be where?
I would put him down a tier into Might Suffer because it's just he's pulling against himself.
I'm fine with him there. He that's where I want him, but I just think because of the Death Company detachment specifically, he's situational for them.
All the Death Company detachment
situational in between there.
All it gives is battle line Death Company, which is that means you already want more than like 9 units of them, which is like a lot.
Yeah, and he's not a chappie, is he? No.
He is Tacticus, Astorath. No? Is he supposed to be a chaplain?
So you don't even give them the OC, so they're basically just become a kill unit. A unit that goes in and does damage.
I wouldn't call it an ideal kill unit because it has a defensive and an offensive buff.
He's a weird guy. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. I'm fine with him being there. He's not YGWY, but he's there.
He works.
Death Company Captain.
Yeah, Death Company Captain, which you
They squatted Tycho. They squatted Tycho. So Tycho's gone, guys. We're just using this model to give him some homage here and remember him. Let's have a moment of silence for Tycho as he's gone. But Death Company Captain. You can run him as a Death Company Captain still. Why not? Just change his base.
He was a captain, right?
Yeah. He's just a named character, but he's no longer in the codex. Just run him as a Death Company Captain. I don't think you can take. You can take an Infernal Pistol with them, so you could just proxy that as an Infernal Pistol. I think that's what he has there, right?
He has.
Or is it Inferno?
It looks like a Melta-Gun.
It's a Melta-Gun, but
which
you can
is
just say
Infernal
it's
pistol.
A really big Melta-Gun pistol.
What? Wow, that's all he does?
He's a captain. It's just a Death Company captain.
He's a Death Company. He's a captain that doesn't help his unit at all.
Well, doesn't he give them scout?
If you're not in a transport.
If you're not in a transport, you get scout.
Yeah. So you want to probably transport them.
And then what else do they get? They get the Black Rage.
Black Rage is just the OC0 thing unless a chaplain's nearby.
Right. And then
Mortals on a charge.
Visions of Sanguinius, right?
Death Vision of Sanguinius. When he
on a 2 to 3 enemy suffers D3 mortals.
Sorry, not when he charges. When he's destroyed, does mortals on death, adding 2 if it's the enemy warlord.
Yeah. Nah, I don't.
Okay, maybe if you run him on his own, not with Death Company.
Death Company bolters might be decent in that specific detachment. I don't think he's going to be useful. I mean, scout is nice to have them to scout.
I mean, you want him to die, right?
Yes.
So
eventually.
So why give him bodyguard units? Just run him up to act as like a road bump?
That's going to be expensive. He's probably going to be like 80, 85, 90 points.
Really? I was going to say like 60.
You think? For a captain?
How much does a captain usually cost?
I don't know. Check it. Wahapedia, you're in the studio. I am not in the studio.
I am in the studio. Nice background.
You have the ability.
Either way, if he's more than like 70 points, then yeah, I don't like him too much. He could be a nice
Can you
road
look it
block.
up? How much do captains usually cost?
Let's see.
Look
But
it up
tell
here.
me what else you would use this guy for.
That's basically it. You put him with your Death Company on feet, and
Why? He doesn't buff them.
just to give him a bodyguard unit. You don't and give them scout. That's pretty much all you can do. And he does have an infernal pistol. There's you get a few pot shots off on somebody. Obviously he's not a great unit. Like
Captain's 80 points.
I'm not going to say he's up. He does have a feel no pain 6+.
So
and a
captain's
4-up
80
invul.
points usually. So this guy's probably like 90.
85 probably because he's Death
Yeah,
Company.
I don't like that.
I don't know what they'll change it to, but we'll see. Put him underneath Astorath.
Yes.
If anybody
So.
changes our minds on that, we'll talk about it. Then we have a regular Blood Angels captain. This guy's a little bit better. So, you know what Finest Hour does, right?
Yes, I really like Finest Hour. That's why I like him.
Okay, so you can go over that Finest Hour and Rites of Battle for people, and then we'll place him.
So he still gets a Power Fist. He is a Space Marine captain.
Mm-hmm.
And Finest Hour is the extra 3 attacks and devastating wounds. Oh, would you look at that? You're Sons of Sanguinius. So you get another attack. So you go from 5 attacks to 8.
8?
No, 9. Which have devastating wounds.
On the charge, yeah.
On the charge. Hits on 2s, strength 10, devastating wounds if need be, plus like whatever buff you get from the unit you attach to.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they have? It looks like, same amount of attacks. It's just with the detachment that's really nice, and because you can still get your lance, you can still get lethals if you so choose. It's just a lot of attacks on a single guy.
Yeah.
And he buffs the unit, so he can do a free strat.
Can I ask you a question, Anthony?
Yes.
Why are they still writing codexes with the old rights of war, of battle?
Because that's a core book thing, while the balance update is meant for more competitive players usually. Like if you walk into a store, the 0 CP thing is not a big deal if you're just doing a pickup game.
Okay.
So to me, that's an intentional thing where it's like, this is how we want you to use it out of the book casually. And then if you're playing more seriously, here's the balance update that makes it more even.
Okay, so people still play it with 0 CP because I haven't played like that in a long time.
Well, you saw when Tino was here that people have a lot of rules that
I know
we don't do.
When you go into a local GW, people are playing very casually. They probably don't know a lot of the FAQs for competitive, so it makes sense.
It's not going to be broken.
It's just confusing. I feel like it's confusing to players that are switching over. They're going to be like, wait, it still says it like this, but it's not a big deal. Rites of Battle is good. Obviously, -1 when you're playing in a competitive environment. So like that's the way you talk about it, right? You have to play it as the update.
Yes,
so
it is the -1, which a lot of yours are already 1 CP.
It's good. You can. I mean, who are you going to put this guy with? First of all, you're going to put him with like what? That's the only thing is like I'm not going to take a tactical squad. I'm not going to take assault intercessor squad. Probably not anymore. Maybe
you're not going to do company heroes.
No.
Oh.
I maybe we'll see. Some lists I have a few ideas. You could take him with an assault intercessor squad, and then it's good to have a guy leading them with the big fist. You thought Adel do that with his list with the a 10-man unit of assault intercessors are like 140 points. They get an objective. They re-roll stuff if you're on an objective. They get a bunch of re-rolls, and then you have this guy once per game being able to like smash you with his power fist. He can take out like 5 or 6 models, Space Marine models alone.
Yeah.
And then you have all those other attacks. So he can be really strong with them. I think I'll put him in situational. I don't think he's strong or auto include by any means.
I've seen assault intercessors put in the work. Imagine assault intercessors, all with chain swords, getting Lance and Lethal for free because of this guy, on top of his 8 power fist attacks with devastating. Yeah. I could see him like deleting stuff.
Yeah. Like I'll have people say like, because I was running one and with my thing, they're like, why would you take a cap? Like people literally ask me like, why are you taking a captain that gives you no abilities, like no +1 to hit? Like he's useless besides the fact that he hits really hard. And it's exactly what you said. The 0 CP, like I can make my unit stronger by spending CP for 1 less. Well, you're using stratagems that are 1 CP, which effectively go down to 0. You're doing it for free. That is better than That is better than saying these guys hit on a +1. Now I can choose exactly whatever stratagem I need them to use for free. It's better.
Because of the battle shock thing now, you can pick, like, I'm going to do lance or lethal hits on the chainsword guys, and then spend a CP to do the other stratagem for an AP and I think strength.
Yep.
So you could just really buff stuff up. Now those 2 strats only cost you 1.
Okay, Anthony, on to the next one. I agree with you there, so that makes sense. But on to the next guy, the Sanguinary Priest. I think we might have our first YGWY.
He exists.
For the. Why did you do? Okay, I know exactly why they did it, because Vanguard were way too strong. 4+. Everybody knows where people were running the 4+ shields, invuln, and then the 5+ feel no pain. He does not have a jump pack anymore. First of all, that's gone. Poor guy. And now he can't even look who he attaches to.
Not Vanguard.
Look who he attaches to. Well, you can't join a Vanguard unit if you don't have a jump pack, so that's automatic. But he attaches to. He doesn't even attach to Death Company. Like he doesn't. You can't even put him with like units that hit hard anymore to give them a 5-up.
He can join the captain in a 10-man assault intercessor squad.
He can join Sternguard veterans.
Yeah, the shooting guys when his buff is melee.
Who are you going to give here? Who do you want to give a 5+ invuln here? Feel no pain to here.
Assault intercessors. That's it.
Maybe. Like, do you need to make them that survivable? Assault intercessors, they only have a 3-up save. So if big stuff's coming into them, you'll make them a little more survivable.
Personally, I would want it for the extra AP, because imagine AP3 chainswords.
Yeah. Well, they're AP1.
AP1, and then the stratagem for another one, and then this guy.
Yeah. That's a lot of... You're dipping a lot into one unit, but yeah.
Yeah.
If he had... so you can attach this model to one unit, even if a captain... So here's the one situation that I was looking at, and you just said it. If you attach a captain... This is a big... sink though, point sink. So this is why it's situational. You attach a captain that we just spoke about with the Power Fist. That's going to give you all that he gave you plus the free stratagem. Like Anthony said, you can dip into a stratagem for free, then have this guy to give you extra AP plus the 5-up feel no pain comboed, because they can both go into an assault intercessors unit. You can make them very killy and very kind of a lot more survivable. But it's a big point sink. So in that sense, it's going to be situational. For the unit that they're going to, they're not going to become super killy. They're just going to become pretty good at killing.
And here's kind of a 10th edition thing. I immediately saw this, and I don't play Space Marines. So imagine what other people, like, it's that obvious of a combo, and what else can you really do, right? It's the one combo, and I saw it right away.
Their combo, listen, 8th edition is over. There's no more, like, when people come up with combos, it's not like you're not Christopher Columbus. You didn't discover anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's very obvious what you can do now with, this is called, a lot of people, what do I call 10th edition, Anthony?
Shrimpified.
Shrimplified. It's baby's first, it's like Heroes of the Storm, baby's first MOBA.
Baby's first tabletop.
10th edition is baby's first tabletop. Everything is color coded for you. You can just you can see in front of you what's going to go together. Of course, some people are going to find combos that are like a little more hidden, but nothing's like 8th edition. You don't have to read 3 codexes anymore, or a codex, a supplement. You don't have to go and read like the core rules to combine with what was it called?
Balance updates.
What were they releasing? What were those psychic awakenings that they were releasing?
It was just mission packs.
Yeah, but they had so many things you could add to your army from there, and like
Vigilus
you could make all these crazy combos, and then units' abilities could stack with characters and auras. That's over. There's no more of that. There's no more making these huge connections. There's no more making chain lords that do 40 damage on a night. That's over. So
are we the boomers of 40K?
We're the boomers. Well, you never ran that stuff.
No, in 8th I was casual.
Okay, so you never You do remember my -3 to hit?
Possessed,
right?
I couldn't hit you. You just walked up to me.
And they had AP -3 weapons. -3 to hit. -3 to hit with
6s didn't automatically hit.
Oh, it was disgusting. It was gross.
Anyway.
But those days are done.
Sanguinary Priest.
Very simple. Keep it simple, but not shrimple. is what Anthony says. My point across the map here is, yes, it's pretty good, but it's too expensive to do that. So in my opinion, I'm going to put him in. I'm going to say bottom of. I want to put him in YGWY, honestly, but he's going to be top of your second. I don't even know what you wrote now for the yellow tier.
Might suffer.
Might suffer.
So I kind of would say good grief GWY as well, just because. What else?
Just what they did to him.
What are you going to do with him other than one thing?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just because I'm pissed off they got rid of the jump version. Put him there.
There you go.
Put him there. Getting rid of the jump guy. Why'd you do my boy like that? Got rid of it. He got de-winged.
They clipped his wings.
They clipped his wings. Death Company, specifically Death Company. There is a regular jump cap. This is specifically the Death Company jump cap. We didn't put the picture of a Death Company jump cap, but it is one. That's the red guy there. What do you think, Anthony?
He's of
the Death Company version.
He's the previous captain with wings, except he has sustained hits.
Yeah, and he can only go to the Death Company Marine with jump pack. So
yes,
they can't be regular jump pack guys. So I'm thinking there's going to be a point of pretty minimal, but there's going to be a point difference between running Death Company jump pack and then regular jump pack Marines, or Blood Angel jump pack Marines.
Reading this a bit more, I kind of think he's worse than the captain, the previous Death Company captain.
Why?
He only has one thing he can attach to.
Sustained hits.
And he has sustained hits, which the Eviscerators already give sustained hits. I don't know if the jump packs could take them. But
no. He's not going with death. He's not going with. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. They already have sustained, and it doesn't stack.
A weapon you're going to take because of free war gear already has sustained.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even give free stratagems, or -1 CP stratagems.
Yeah. So this guy does not attach to the. This guy attaches to the Death Company themselves, not the jump pack boys.
Death Company with
intercessor, not the intercessor jump packs. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. He has less abilities than the other guy, if anything.
So why sustained? Why would Death Company Marines need sustained when they have it already?
Is that their ability? No,
the Eviscerators have sustained.
The Eviscerator does, yes.
Yeah.
I guess for the people out there who don't take they just take whatever they have, and it might be all chain swords.
I mean, it's nice to have overall, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm going to put him in...
Casually, it's a nice ability. Competitively, you already have Eviscerators. You're not really looking at the chain swords too much. You have Power Fist and chain swords, or Eviscerators.
I'm going to say top of... my older daughter's crying in the background. She's calling me. Can you hear her?
I can't.
Okay, well, I think she's fighting with her sister, so...
Hold
on.
Well, anyway, that leaves me with this. Yeah, I don't like him as much as the previous captain, just because -1 CP usage is big, and he doesn't.
I don't want to put her on camera, so.
Oh, family, so adorable. Let's see. I think he might put him in situational, just because the way he was talking, it sounded like it was going to be situational, but I hope not, just because of.
Oh, I thought. Can you hear her? Can you not hear my kids crying?
That I heard.
Okay. All right. My wife's grabbing them now. I have to tell her why I didn't answer the door. She's probably gonna be like, I'm mean. But
your toys took.
Yeah. I'll let you. I don't care about this guy very much. I think my opinion, he's either situational or might suffer. So. I probably lean more towards situational, but it's up to you.
We have the previous captain and might suffer, and I find him worse than the previous captain.
I also don't think you're going to see a lot of Death Company in general, so I think might suffer makes most sense.
So just to make sure, the more to the right it is, the better, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The more to the left it is, the better.
Oh, let me swap this. There you go.
Anthony, are you Japanese?
So for me, it's whatever is the last thing you put in.
Left to right?
I read left to right.
Yeah, so
that's first like, one I'm putting this here because it's better. I don't know. That's my brain.
The first one. the way I read it is like that. But anyways, some people read backwards, I guess. So here's the guy I was talking about. Death Company Marine with jump pack. This is the guy I thought we were mentioning, but he might be a little bit better because in general, the Intercessor Marines with jump pack, I think, are going to be more used than the old school ones, because now you do have to talk about, the charge where you get your 4-up battle, not battle shock, but your mortals on the charge, and he can make them do the same thing with zeroing the CP. So you can make Intercessors with jump pack have a little buff, and I think you're going to be running more Intercessors with jump packs than you are going to be running Death Company anyways. Like regular Death Company.
But with these guys, yeah, I just hope they're cheaper than they are currently, just because they lost Power Fists.
A little bit lost
cheaper.
Power Fists.
They can't take all Power Fists anymore.
They never could.
Well, the normal Death Company Marines.
No, this guy does. He doesn't. Oh, does he go with Death Company as well?
We're on Death Company Marines with jetpacks now. Are you still talking about the captain?
Oh yeah. I was saying the captain.
Oh, sorry. I thought you moved on to Death Company Marines with jump pack.
Oh yeah, let's move on then. Did you rank him?
Yes, I put him a little bit worse than captain on foot.
Okay, so Death Company Marines with jump pack. Go for it.
I just hope they get cheaper.
Why?
Because they lost all the Power Fists.
Here's the thing, Anthony. Are these even Death Company? Are these the same ones we're talking about?
Well, they're a new model. What do you mean?
Death Company Marines with jump pack. I'm just looking at the stats here. Like,
reroll charge rolls. That's it. Just reroll charge rolls. 6 up, feel no pain.
So
Deep Strike is
so
nice.
they're gonna squat the manlets.
Yeah, they're gone.
The manlets are done.
Yep.
So it's only you can only run the Intercessors.
Well, you have Death Company Marines with jump packs are not called Intercessors anymore, but they do have Tacticus armor. You have the Death Company Marines with both rifles, and then Death Company Marines melee version.
And they're not going to get. So they're not going to get the charging on. They're not going to get the charge on. The mortals on the charge then.
One of the future ones might have Hammer of Wrath, but I'm not sure about. Let me check.
Because it's the same build, like it's the same model. I don't know. They're just making it. Justin might have a point here.
There's no more Hammer of Wrath.
Justin might have a point here with GW is just making everything like washed. Like there's no character anymore. To the manlets had so much character. Like you knew what each unit did, and because they just looked so much different. Now you just have even the Sanguinary Guard. They just look like regular jump pack Marines.
These guys have an upgrade sprue, and that's it. It's just an upgrade sprue.
It's just an upgrade sprue. So listen, without the spamming of the fists, they're not going to hit as hard. I don't think you're going to take more than one unit of these guys.
If you're looking objectively from the previous version to the current version, it's a direct downgrade.
It's a huge downgrade, massive downgrade. You can only take one Infernal Pistol as well, right? So there's no more 10 Infernal Pistols. There's no point in running...
No, it's for every 5 models. So they could take more Infernal Pistols than Sandguard.
Okay, so 2 Infernal Pistols.
Look at that data sheet on how they're doing it.
What do you mean?
Like, look at, for every 5 models, one model's heavy bolt pistol and a sturdy chainsword could be replaced with, and it's like 15 things. It's not just take one of these pistols or take one of these power weapons. It's one hand flamer and sword, one hand flamer and power fist, one hand flamer. They just did every possible combination.
So looking at melee specifically, because that's what they're used for, sustain hits once on the eviscerators. How many can you take?
1 per 5.
1 per 5. So sustain hits 1 on one guy with lethal is not a big deal. You can take 1 eviscerator per 5. 1
eviscerator per 5, 2 power fists for 5, or 3 power fists for 10.
3 power fists for 10. Not that bad.
2 for 5, 3 for 10. So it doesn't scale up the same way.
2 for 5, 3 for 10. It should be 4 for 10.
But that's not how it works. I don't know why.
Yeah. So let's just put them. I'm gonna say they are situational.
That I could agree with. Yeah.
Let's not waste too much time on that. Situational.
Better or worse than the captain?
Death Company Marines with bolt guns. I'm gonna say they're basically the same except they shoot, and Death Company shooting is not gonna be as good as Death Company in combat. I mean, I can guarantee that. Unless you can give these guys more close combat weapons than the jump pack guys, what's the point of these guys?
They could take some amount of melee. The problem is they can heroically intervene for free, which is yeah, I know. I actually don't get it. They can heroically intervene for free, but then you have to take more melee weapons to want to do that, which makes their shooting worse when they're a shooting unit.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just the what was the other guy Astorath problem of the rules pulling them 2 different ways.
Aaron's in the chat. Aaron, I didn't know you. Are you an Alfarius cosplayer?
Is that an Alfarius?
Or are you just trolling?
I am Alfarius.
Alfarius. I don't know, Anthony.
Might suffer.
The free Overwatch stuff is overright. They're gonna be might suffer. Yeah.
I mean, they get to.
How many upgrades do they get? Flamer.
They get to reroll the hit roll and reroll the
shooting
charge
with
roll.
Blood Angel's not a big deal.
They get to
yeah, but that's the jump pack guys do that too.
The shooting guys could reroll their charge roll and heroically intervene.
They can still. You can deck them out as close combat. They're just not going to be as fast as the guys with jump packs. So why?
They can't take as much melee though, and they're still a shooting unit that you now are equipping with melee. So they're doing 2 different jobs, not effectively.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd put them like here, like the best of might suffer so far, because they still have a use. They do.
I just
have a use.
For me, it's like I'll take the fast guys if I'm going to do that. If they have the exact same upgrades. Death Company Dreadnought. Yes, they did squat all the other ones. Why did we have the Dreadnought first here? Let's go to the Sanguinary Guard.
And yeah, gathering intelligence for the greater good. Yes. Believe me, it's going to be much easier for Tau now.
Sanguinary Guard are good. They will be, I think, probably top close combat unit for the army right now.
Yeah.
They did get a bit of a depending on the points. I'm going to put them at the top of strong. It's going to depend on points entirely, but being in combat, which you're going to get them in combat, you're going to be -1 to hit, and then you're going to be -1 to wound if you have a leader with you. So Dante joining one of the units, then they're going to give them +1. Dante's going to give I would take a 10-man blob of 6. You can only do 6 now.
You played too much of the old
Dante.
guys.
What's that?
You played too much of the old guys.
Yeah. Well, 6 with Dante, they're going to hit pretty hard. And the spears are very good because they're built-in lance. Strength 8 on the charge, AP -2, 2 damage with +1 to wound. That is pretty freaking good. So I think Sanguinary Guard should be the best jump pack guys. In my opinion, they always have been. So it makes sense that they are now. I just hate seeing that it's only 3 to 6. I would love a 10-man unit of this.
And only 1 Inferno pistol, no matter the size.
Yes, 1 Inferno pistol, but they're not there to shoot you. They're there to, they're there to, slice you.
You say that, but Death Company, when they had 10 Inferno pistols, 10 Power Fists, was scary.
Yeah. They're still good. Yes. They're still good. Anthony, what do you have those guys still there at the bottom there?
Who?
What is that?
The next ones are just Death Company Marines.
Didn't we just talk about those guys?
No, we did Death Company with bolt rifles.
Oh, these are...
I told you, there's 3 units of Death Company in here, so I don't know why you would go the battle line one.
Death Company Marines. Oh my God.
You have Death Company with gem packs, Death Company with bolt rifles, and Death Company Marines. So why would you go the battle line one where you could take 18 units of Death Company?
Yeah. So these guys are just their standard guys, like the Death Company standard Marines.
Yes.
They're going to be situational. They have sustained hits 2.
1.
Sustained hits 2. Starting strength, sustained hits 2. Let me see this. Oh yeah, if you're attacking a unit, these attacks at a unit. So if a unit's starting strength, below starting strength, it's sustained 1. If they're below half, it's sustained hits 2.
Yeah, and yourself.
So it's the same thing as before. So the only difference is you can't give them all hammers. Before they were just sustaining with hammers. So
Now
any
it's
miss
just
they had would just come back.
they still get one hammer.
They're gonna suffer. But
Really?
I say bottom is situational.
Just one hammer. Bottom is situational.
Yeah, because you still need like some battle line units.
And then we have
It depends. That's the thing. It depends on how cheap you make them. If you make them like 70 points, what fell?
my phone.
Uh, if you make them 70 points, then they'd be decent. That's why I say just keep them in situational. And then we have the Dreadnought. Anthony, what do you think of this Dreadnought?
I'm sad what they kind of did to it. So the manlet one's gone, and I love the manlet one because it was if you shoot or fight him, he gets to shoot or fight back. So with fighting, that led to a chain of events. If you position badly, he charges you, wins the fight, consolidates. You have to fight him because you can't skip on fighting. Well, now you fought him, so he gets to fight you. Oh, he wins the fight, wipes out your unit, consolidates to the next unit. I saw a Tau player lose 5 units in a single fight phase from one Dreadnought like that. And he couldn't blame anyone but his own positioning.
I'll let you place this guy.
I don't. He does a lot of damage. He is a very good anti-tank unit. Like his strike is funny. Twin links.
Where do you have him?
10, 12 on the charge.
Where do you put him?
I really want to do strong, but it's probably situational.
Yeah, he's more situational in my opinion too. Ball Predator, he has not changed at all. Ball Predator has not changed.
He got buffed.
He got buffed actually because everything has assault now. You don't have to. It's not just the infantry.
Yep.
So assault on everything. I'd put him at the. Honestly, run a few of these guys. I think bottom is strong.
Yeah.
Or put him ahead of Lemartes.
I like him. Well, it was really annoying for me before when it's, oh, you're a bunch of infantry because you're a guard. I get assault now.
Yeah.
Now it's just always assault.
Exactly. And then that's it. That's the entire codex. I added 2 more units. I had my daughter screaming, I got to go soon. I have to take her to dance class. But did you hear that one?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So 1 minute, baby. 1 minute. The two guys I added were the Jump Pack Chaplain and the this is the joys of working from home, guys. And the Jump Pack Chaplain and the Terminator Chaplain. We can talk about them together. The Terminator Chaplain has +1. Sorry, gives the 4-up invuln to the unit. I think to the
Does he?
Sorry, he's a 4-up feel no pain to the Terminators for mortals, which is still really good. If you take your Slap Shield boys that have 4 wounds each, taking a 5-man blob with this guy is still going to be pretty good. Gives them the ability to be survivable. That's like 26 wounds. So pretty good. I think he's going to be situational, top of situational, just to mention him. And the Chaplain with Jump Pack, I think it's going to be very usable especially in the Death Company detachment, where you're going to have uppy downy Death Company. You take small units of Death Company and have a chappy with all of them, so they gain OC. So now you can start doing objectives like we spoke about. Otherwise, uppy downy is going to be being done with what in the Death Company? Sorry, in that detachment, you're going to be doing it with Sanguinary Guard. Like, what are you going to take?
You could just take normal Space Marine stuff. You don't have to take Blood Angels to do uppy downy.
You could. That's otherwise again situation. Put them in the situation. Both of them in situational because.
In case it matters, the Chaplain with Jump Pack doesn't give a 4-up Fatal Pain against mortals.
Yes, he does. No, the regular guy. I'm talking about both of them at the same time. That was the Terminator guy.
Okay.
Just put the Terminator one at the bottom of situational and the other one right where he is right now. So Terminator at the bottom of situational.
You know, I'm not upset at this tier ranking. It's pretty middle. Like everything's mostly in the middle, which means it's not
bottom
situational.
For the Terminator guy.
Everything's in the middle, so it's not like you have other codexes where it's top heavy or bottom heavy. It's just everything works. Is that fun? That's up to you.
Yeah, I do look like half the Primarchs. I'm also I'm a Chad. That's how Primarchs roll. You know, shaving your head, you gain the power. Growing the beard, you gain the wisdom. That's how it is. I don't hear Anthony talking anymore.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, I can stop talking.
So, you know what they say, right? About smart and wisdom?
What?
Being smart means you know that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. That's the difference between smart and wisdom. But thanks for joining us. Watch tonight. I'm not in the studio, but these guys are. As you see, I'm busy. It's my daughter's birthday this weekend. Helping my family set up and everything. So we're busy here at the house. But you guys are going to be streaming tonight. You have a WTC matchup tonight with Rami coming in the studio.
Yep.
Check it out live because it goes right to members. It's the Thursday competitive stream. It goes right to members right after they're done. So check them out tonight. Anthony, anything you want to say?
God, I hope the Punishers are funny. I just hope
Thanks,
they're funny.
BTS5.
And thank you, BTS5.
All right. Peace.